Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a tighter helical end on the other side. Here, I have a separate video I did that showed you how to make a flat ground end on a spring. But if you have a drawing, or I'm sorry, if you have a part that actually has a very tight little loop-de-loop at the end, something that's not like this one, this is the ground end, but instead you have something like you'd have on a pen. All types of springs out there, by the way, more springs than we can think of. So there's a lot of different kinds of springs. And what I'm doing is I want to show you, I showed the ground end on a different video, which is this one right there, your typical compression spring with a ground end. But if you have something like a pen spring, it typically has something like this, where you have a little tighter coil, but only on the ends. So if you have something like this, how do you make that kind of spring inside SolidWorks? Well, the helix is what you would use to make your base shape, which is right there. To continue it on, you have to create another circle. You can, of course, use the existing one from the previous object. That's what I would do if I were you. Just click on it and then do a convert entities. Yes, I am that lazy, and you know it. Those of you who know me and see me in class, you know this very well. So that's how I actually just copy from another object. Boom, that one's done. Then the next step is to create actually another helix. Now you'll notice it wants to go up. You want it to go down instead. Constant pitch is what we're going to have in this conversation. And you're going to reverse the direction. Now this is an example of where I needed to make sure we keep going counterclockwise. Otherwise you're making a spring that physically is not possible. Now I'm going to say that we want, let's say just like 3 revolutions, but the distance, instead of being the 1 1/4 length, is only going to be maybe 1/4 inch. No, that's too much. But you can keep tightening it. See that? Now your challenge is going to be the fact that the tightest loop you can go is the diameter of the actual object that you're using. So I'm going to leave it this tight just for fun. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. It's tight, but you see, I'm not sure it's going to work. So I'm going to pick this circle. I'm going to go ahead and create a sketch on that face. I'm going to convert that object because I am just trying to save on time. Come on. Am I in a sketch? No, I'm not. Let me start a sketch first. Sketch, pick that face. Convert entities, pick that circle. Hit OK. There you go. Then I go to features, my next sweep, pick my object, pick my path. Ooh, it worked beautifully. Nice. Ah, it worked. I wanted it to fail. It didn't fail, darn it. Let me try to make it fail. So there it is. It's a tight coil on the end. It does technically clear itself, which is why it did not fail. So if I edit my sweep, edit the feature. Nope, not this. I want to edit the helix, sorry. I want to edit this feature. The distance is 0.05. Let me make it 0.01. Something that should make it, yes, beautiful. That's a little obscene how tight I made it. Let me make it just enough to make you think that it's going to work. .04, I think we'll do the trick. Ugh. Yeah, let it do it. Are you serious? Yeah, it did, which is really bad, by the way. You don't want this to happen, so that's very annoying. You literally have this going into this, so the product is not aware. Sorry, that's a fail from me, from a designer's perspective. The product is not aware that the object is literally looping into itself. So that, to me, is an actual problem. And that is a I'll call it a manufacturer's defect on the product itself. It should not have allowed that. I should have gotten a fail. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to make a mistake. That's still a fail. 0.05 is probably just right. That's 0.045, so it's 0.048, because I just want to get it so that it's basically up against each other. That's close enough, 0.048. So that's how you generate an object with two different types of loops. You basically have to do two separate helixes. And hopefully this video helps you, and we'll talk more later.